Good morning, everyone. My name is Erin Turbot. I'm the Public Information Officer with the Wyoming Department of Workforce Services, and I am so excited to welcome you to today's virtual training series, From First Visit to First Day, Navigating Job Seeker Services at the Department of Workforce Services Workforce Centers. This series was created based on your feedback, and we're really excited to bring you topics that matter most to you. Be sure to check out our website at dws.wyo.gov/VTS. We'll drop that link in the chat. There you go. For upcoming sessions, registration, and recordings of past events. Now, today's session is being recorded, and all materials will be available on our site within a few days. If you have some questions during the presentation, just pop them into chat and we will answer them as we go. Now, let's dive in. Please join me in welcoming today's speaker, Keegan Fox, Center Manager for the Casper Workforce Center, and Lacey LeVake from the WIOA Adult Program Manager and Grant Writer for the Department of Workforce Services. Welcome, Keegan and Lacey.
Thank you, Erin. So today we're focusing on Wagner Pizer Job Seeker Services, the foundation of the Workforce Center support. So good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Keegan Fox, and I'm joined today by Lacey LeVake. Thank you for taking the time to join us for this session on Job Seeker Services at Wyoming Workforce Centers. Today's presentation is part of our virtual training series, and it's focused on one simple question. What actually happens when someone comes to a workforce center looking for work, and how do we help them move from their first visit to their first day on the job? As we begin, please use the chat and Q&A functions, as Erin has mentioned, for your questions. If we're unable to get to them during the presentation, we plan to have time at the end to get those answered. So let's take a look at the plan for this presentation. So here's how we'll spend our time together today. First, we're going to talk briefly about what Wagner Pizer services actually are, because that term gets used a lot and isn't always well understood. Then we'll explain why the workforce centers exist. Next, we'll walk through how a job seeker uses these services in real life. And finally, we'll talk about how Wagner Pizer connects to everything else in the workforce system. So our goal is clarity. This presentation is meant to be practical and useful, whether you're a job seeker yourself or someone helping others navigate employment. Next slide. The Department of Workforce Services is a Wyoming state agency that supports workers, job seekers, and employers statewide. Across Wyoming, we operate 18 workforce centers shown here on the map, with additional outreach and scheduled office hours in many smaller communities. What that means in practice is this: even if there isn't a workforce center building in your community, services are still available through outreach, scheduled office hours, and virtual support. The goal is access. Help should be local, and when it can't be local, it should still be reachable. Next slide. By way of framing this conversation today, I'd like to talk about Wagner Pizer as a foundation, as a framework for workforce. At the core of everything we're talking about today is something called Wagner Pizer. Wagner Pizer services provide what's known as the labor exchange. And in plain language, that simply means connecting people who want to work with employers who are hiring. The services are available to all job seekers. There are no income requirements, no eligibility hurdles, and no cost. This is the foundation of job seeker services at every workforce center. Next slide. So where does Wagner Pizer come from? You don't need to read everything here on the slide. I know there's a lot going on. The key takeaway is that this system was built during the Great Depression to help people get back to work. and that mission still exists today. This is a service that has been in existence for 92 years and counting. The Wagner-Peiser Act established a formal process for labor exchange. That was something that had never been done before. It was creating a system that addressed a very serious need at that time. And now it's grown into a system that is present in all 2,400 American job centers nationwide. It's very important to understand not only the evolution, but in fact what the future may be for Wagner-Peiser as well. Over time, the system has evolved to meet changing demands. It's moved from bulletin boards and paper listings to also include digital tools, career guidance, and integrated services. But the original mission hasn't changed. The core idea is simple, and that still holds true today. If people are willing to work, there should be a public system to help them find employment. So just a quick note here, there are some references to American Job Centers. The AJCs are commonly known as workforce centers, and that's what we call them here in Wyoming. Next slide. So this slide shows what we mean by the labor exchange. Workforce centers serve as a hub. For job seekers, that includes job search assistance, resume help, career exploration, and skill development. For employers, it includes recruitment support, job postings, and labor market information. Wagner-Peiser is the core service that makes this exchange possible. Other programs housed in the workforce centers add layers of support, but this is where everything starts. Next slide. Okay, so we've covered some basic information on what Wagner-Peiser is and how the workforce centers fit into providing these services. So let's start slipping into the shoes of a job seeker. This slide shows the job seeker journey at a high level. Step one is getting job ready. Things like resume support, interview preparation, and understanding how to search for work. Step two is building a career path, exploring occupations, understanding wages, and connecting to broader supports when needed. On this slide, you'll also see a call out for veterans priority of service. What that means is eligible veterans and eligible spouses of veterans receive first access to services when availability is limited. It doesn't change eligibility, but it does change the order of access. And at the bottom is a reminder for us once again, Wagner-Peiser services are available to everyone. This is universal access. As I look at this slide, it appears a very linear process. So I would like to say one of the most important things to understand about workforce center services is that there is no single path every job seeker follows. Some individuals come in, update a resume, apply for jobs, and are hired quickly. Others may need more time to explore options, strengthen skills, or work through barriers. Wagner-Peiser services are designed to be flexible and responsive, adapting to each person's needs rather than forcing everyone into the same process. Next slide. So what I would like to do here is take a walk into a workforce center. This is what walking into a workforce center actually looks like in real life. These photos show actual workforce center spaces. Of course, depending on where you're at, the feel may be slightly different, but these services are always the same. This particular office happens to be in Casper. Next slide. So as you walk in, the space feels professional and structured, something kind of like a business center. You have a front desk, sign-in area, computer stations, community boards, job postings, and so on. Next slide. For many job seekers, the front desk is the first interaction they have with a workforce center. It is where they're welcomed, They're asked a few simple questions about what they need and guided toward the right starting point. It's not a check-in line. This is a point of connection. Next slide. There are tablets at the front desk where individuals are asked to sign in. This process allows us to track overall usage and understand the volume and types of services being accessed. This helps us improve service delivery while keeping the process simple for the job seeker. Next slide. So after engaging the front desk, you'll see the traditional bulletin boards highlighting services at the Workforce Center. Here you can see boards for veteran resources and community services. These boards connect individuals to local organizations, support programs, and hiring opportunities beyond what's available online. It reinforces that workforce centers are connected to the broader community. Next slide. Continuing down the wall, you'll also see boards with self-learning pamphlets covering topics like parenting, financial planning, and other life skills, along with current job postings and local hiring flyers. This reflects the whole person approach. Employment success often depends on stability and preparedness outside of the workforce, outside of the workplace as well. Okay, next slide. And finally, let's take a seat at a computer station. Here we'll go from the physical environment the job seeker is in to the virtual tools that can be accessed anywhere the job seeker can connect to the internet. So here we'll click on the second box from the right in the top row, which is HireWIO, and turn it over to Lacey. Next slide.
Good morning and welcome again. I'm Lacey LeVake and I will be taking the job seeker through the virtual labor exchange environment. Now, let's talk about HireWIO, Wyoming's online employment platform. HireWIO is often the first place job seekers interact with Workforce Center services, either on their own or with staff support. You can access HireWIO from anywhere, and Workforce Center staff are available to help if you need guidance. Next slide. HireWIO is more than a job board. The HireWIO platform is a great resource for job seekers. Job seekers can create profiles, upload resumes, search and apply for jobs, and see opportunities matched to their skills. Employers use the system to post jobs and connect with talent. HireWIO also provides real-time labor market information so job seekers can understand which industries are hiring and what wages look like. Next slide. Now that our job seeker has selected HireWIO, we arrive at the main dashboard. This is the home base for job search and career tools. The first area I want to highlight is the resources section at the top. This is where job seekers can access tools designed to strengthen their readiness before or alongside applying for jobs. This section moves beyond just searching for work. It helps individuals prepare for work. Next slide, please. This section of HireWIO offers a range of self-service tools designed to strengthen both personal and professional readiness. In addition to Resume Builder and career exploration tools, job seekers can access career assessments, industry guides, and professional development modules. The career assessment tool helps individuals explore occupations that align with their interests and personality traits. The industry exploration guides provide short videos, summaries of in-demand fields, followed by reflective questions to help job seekers connect what they've learned to their own goals. Personally, I find the life skills and professional development modules especially valuable. These modules focus on soft skills, working in teams, time management, goal setting, adaptability, the kinds of skills employers consistently tell us they're looking for. Each module includes short videos, guided content, and reflective exercises, allowing job seekers to build confidence at their own pace. Next slide, please. As we scroll further down, you'll see additional self-paced modules focused on communication, leadership, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. These are skills that apply across industries. They're not tied to one job, they're tied to employability. Employers consistently tell us that soft skills matter. Showing up prepared, communicating clearly, and managing change. Those are qualities that make someone successful once they're hired. Not everyone needs formal education or a new credential. Sometimes people just need a structured opportunity to practice, refresh, and strengthen the skill that they already have. This is another example of how Wagner Peiser supports the whole job seeker, not just the job search. Next slide, please. Now that we've looked at the broader learning resources, let's take a closer look at some of the hands-on tools available to job seekers. We'll scroll back to the top and open the toolkit section. This is where preparation becomes practical, where job seekers can actively build materials and practice skills before applying for jobs. Next slide, please. Within the toolkit, there are several powerful tools available to job seekers. Today, we're going to highlight two of them. First, the interview simulation training, which allows individuals to practice answering common interview questions in a structured, low-pressure environment. The second is the resume builder, which walks job seekers step by step through creating a professional resume. These tools are designed to reduce uncertainty. They allow job seekers to prepare before they ever submit an application. For many people, interviews are the most intimidating part of the process. So let's start there. Next slide, please. Let's take a closer look at the interview simulation training tool. When a job seeker opens this feature, they're first asked to enter their name. From there, the system guides them through a series of common interview questions, the kinds of questions employers frequently ask. What makes this tool powerful is that the job seeker can record themselves in answering each question. This creates an opportunity to practice in a low-pressure environment. There's no interviewer watching, no time constraint, and no consequences, just the chance to reverse and improve. Many people know what they want to say in an interview, but when that moment comes, nerves can take over. This tool helps bridge that gap. Next slide, please. Before a job seeker begins building their resume, the system provides a short instructional video that explains how the resume builder works. This is important because it reduces hesitation. Instead of wondering what to click or what information is needed, the job seeker receives clear guidance before they begin. For many individuals, resume writing feels overwhelming. The short walkthrough lowers that barrier and helps them feel prepared before they start entering the information. Next slide, please. Once the job seeker enters the resume builder, the first step is selecting a resume format. The system explains the difference between a chronological format and a functional format. The chronological format highlights work history in order, which is ideal for someone with consistent experience in a field. A functional format focuses more on skills and strengths, which can be helpful for someone entering the workforce, changing careers, or with limited work history. What's helpful here is that the system doesn't assume everyone's situation is the same. It guides the job seeker toward the format that best presents their experience. Next slide, please. After selecting a format, the resume builder walks the job seeker through the process, one section at a time. Instead of starting with a blank document, they're prompted for specific information: work experience, education, certifications, skills, and accomplishments. The system breaks the process into manageable steps, which helps reduce the chances the job seeker will get overwhelmed and keeps the individual focused. For many people, writing a resume feels intimidating because they don't know how to organize their experience. This structure helps to remove that uncertainty. Next slide. Once a job seeker has entered their information, the resume builder takes care of the formatting. The system automatically applies professional layouts and allows the user to preview different styles. With just a click, the resume is reformatted into selected design and clean, organized, and ready to download. This allows the job seeker to focus on content rather than worrying about margins, spacing, or formatting rules. Now that our job seeker has a resume prepared, the next step is searching for opportunities. Next slide. Now that our job seeker has prepared their resume, we return to the HireWIO dashboard to begin the job search. At first glance, this should feel familiar. The layout looks similar to other job search platforms. There's a search bar, location field, and filtering options. That familiarity is intentional. The goal is to make the experience intuitive and accessible. However, there is an important difference. Next slide. After entering a location and selecting search, the results populate on the screen. At the top, you'll see filtering options that allow the job seeker to refine their search, whether by job type, location, experience level, or other criteria. This helps narrow results so individuals can focus on positions that align with their skills and goals. Below, the filter results appear in a list format. This layout should, once again, feel familiar to anyone who has searched for jobs online. It's straightforward and easy to navigate. Next slide.
Everything okay, Lacey?
It is. I'm thinking we need to go forward on a slide. No. Okay.
Okay.
As you've seen, HireWIO is a powerful tool. It allows job seekers to search for jobs, build resumes, practice interviews, and strengthen workplace skills, all from anywhere they have internet access. But HireWIO is just one part of the system. What makes Workforce Centers unique is that these digital tools are supported by real people. Job seekers can start online, but they can also connect with staff for additional guidance, one-on-one support, or referrals when needed. The goal is always the same, helping individuals move forward with a clear plan. With that, I'm going to hand it back over to Keegan to talk more about the different levels of service provided at Workforce Centers. Next slide.
Can I interrupt? We have a question about the resume maker. Does the resume maker create ATS or applicant tracking system format resumes?
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, I was just looking at that and I was checking with the system, and it's not something I'm familiar with. So I'm not sure if we can format in that ATS specific format.
Okay, that might be something that we can ask our developers, and if it's not available, we can maybe come back to it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, I will turn it back over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So as you've seen, HireWIO is a powerful tool. It allows job seekers to search for jobs, build resumes, practice interviews, and strengthen workplace skills. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading Lacey's notes. So we need to be on the next slide, Aaron. Here we go. Right. So as Lacey has just demonstrated, the online tools within HireWIO are robust and effective. Many job seekers can successfully navigate their job search using these self-service resources, building resumes, practicing interviews, researching labor market information, and applying for jobs independently. But sometimes a little more support makes a big difference. If a job seeker needs additional guidance, they can schedule an appointment to work one-on-one with a Workforce Center staff member. That personalized support can apply to all of the services we've discussed: resume development, job search strategies, interpreting labor market information, preparing for interviews, or exploring career pathways. This is where Wagner Peyser's flexibility really shows. Services can begin with self-service tools and expand into facilitated or staff-assisted support when needed. Next slide. So here's what I mean. Wagner Peyser services are structured around 3 levels of support. The first level is self-service. This includes the online tools in HireWIO we just reviewed: the resume builder, the mock interviews, career exploration, and job searches. These are things that individuals can access independently at their own pace. The second level is facilitated self-help. This is where a staff member provides guidance while the job seeker is using those tools. The staff member will answer questions and help interpret information or assist with navigation. The job seeker is still driving the process, but they're not doing it alone. And the third level is staff-assisted services. This involves a more intensive one-on-one support. It might include in-depth resume development, personalized job search strategies, interview coaching, or career planning discussions. These services are individualized and responsive to the needs of the job seeker. Next slide.
Keegan, I do have one question
Oh.
that came up.
Yes.
Does the resume tool allow the resume to be updated depending on the job announcements?
So if let's see, updated depending on job announcements.
So for example, there is a job specifically, say, a marketing and creative services person. Would I be able to focus that resume then to that specific job?
Okay, I think I understand the question. So with the resume builder tool, can you click on a job posting and it will automatically align the resume to that posting? No, it won't. The resume tool is it's not tied to the job board postings, so it wouldn't have any way to connect and modify that resume. Hopefully that's the question, answering the question.
Would you, the job seeker, be able to specifically tailor though? I think that's the real question is, you, the job seeker, would you be able to tailor it?
Yes, of course. So once you have the resume builders done and you can upload it in there, it's a Word document. So you can download that Word document, take it with you. You can edit it on, in your own time, anywhere you can get into that Word document and make changes, of course.
Okay, thank you. Did I go to the next slide?
I think this is where we're supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this might come ties right into that question, right? So while the resume builder is a powerful self-service tool, sometimes the job seeker wants those extra set of eyes, right? So if in this case, if the job seeker creates it and they're not sure how to tailor it to that specific job posting, they can get staff assisted support to include reviewing and editing an existing resume, helping to reframe their experience for a different career path, or strengthening how these skills are described. Sometimes it's not about starting from scratch, it's about that refinement. So Workforce Center staff can sit down one-on-one with the individual to tailor the resume for a specific job posting. They work to adjust language to better align with employer expectations or help translate that experience into transferable skills. Okay, next slide.
Okay, and we do have another question that I believe does
Of
tie
course.
right into this. Can you go back into that resume builder and edit the document, or would you have to start over?
Um, with the finished product, I don't know if it will let you go back in and use an existing product. Yes, so there you go. Thank you, Kelsey. She does a lot of work with folks. So she says yes, they can absolutely go back in and edit that.
Excellent. All right, thank you. And now back to you.
Okay, thanks. So just like resume support, mock interviews can also move beyond that online simulation. While the virtual interview tool allows individuals to practice independently, some job seekers benefit from real-time feedback from a Workforce Center staff member. In staff-assisted mock interview, a job seeker can practice answering questions and receive personalized feedback, not just on their responses, but on delivery, clarity, and overall presentation. Sometimes what makes the difference in an interview isn't just what you say, it's how you say it. Staff can help identify strengths and areas for improvement in a supportive environment. Next slide. So workforce centers don't operate in isolation. We're actively engaged with employers across the state. Workforce Center business representatives work directly with employers to understand their hiring needs, workforce challenges, and future talent demands. That engagement matters to job seekers. So I'll repeat something from earlier. When employers post jobs in HireWIO, those postings aren't anonymous listings. They are supported by staff who verify business information and confirm active hiring needs. That helps to reduce fraudulent postings and ensures job seekers are applying to legitimate current opportunities. It also means that Workforce Center staff understand what employers are looking for, which allows us to better guide job seekers in preparing resumes, tailoring applications, and strengthening interview skills. Employer engagement strengthens both sides of the labor exchange, and job seekers benefit directly from that connection. Next slide. So in summary, Wagner Pizer services form the foundation of job seeker support in Wyoming. Through digital tools and personalized staff assistance, job seekers are equipped to move from uncertainty to employment. I encourage everyone here to connect with your local workforce center. The QR code here will take you to a listing of centers across the state. You don't have to wait until you need help. Reach out and learn what's available. I would like to thank everyone for their time and to Aaron and the communications team for hosting us today. We're happy to answer any questions that we haven't yet got to.
Thank you, Keegan and Lacey. This has been a really fabulous presentation. As Preston in the comments says, the staff overseeing the employer's postings, that's a big deal. There are a lot of scams out there, but you're not going to find those scams here in HireWIO. So what really stood out to me, I think, was just how much support really is built into those workforce centers. You showed that job searching, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be done alone. From HireWIO's job matching tools to resume support and mock interviews, skill building resources, it's clear that these services turn something that's kind of uncertain sometimes into something that has real momentum. So thank you for walking us through these tools and for so clearly um, helping us understand the work that you do every day to help people move toward their next opportunity. I would like to reiterate, we've got plenty of time for questions if there are questions out there. Um, if not, I'd like to ask you to take a survey on today's presentation. We can still accept questions, of course, until we hit the goodbye button. So please, if you've got questions, let us know. But your input on this survey really helps us make these sessions better. So we definitely appreciate your thoughts. In the next few days, we will be posting another, in the next few days, we're going to email you the recording and slides along with this survey. And while you are completing the survey, we will post another link which allows you to register for our next presentation. And this is all about DWS's Workers' Compensation Safety and Risk, or WCSR, WCSR team. They provide customizable safety trainings that strengthen workplace safety and culture, reduce incidents, my goodness, and empower employees across all industries. This session is going to showcase their behavior-based safety approach, exploring how behavioral observations, positive reinforcement, and employee engagement work together to reduce risk and support safer work practices. So participants will gain practical strategies they can apply immediately to build a more proactive and resilient safety culture. Plus, they're going to learn how you can get our WCSR team into your business and potentially reduce your workers' compensation base rates. Did I say that right, guys? I think I did. So I got a thumbs up. Um, I did not see any other questions come in. So Keegan, Lacey, thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here. And everybody, I'm going to give you back another 23 minutes of your day. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon. We'll see you next time.